We're in the United States of America. Look at this. We are literally 2.5 miles from where the Declaration of Independence was signed.
I haven't seen it like this anywhere in the world. I've been to 85 countries.
They became heroin addicts. My brother was one of them, 12 years old. That's the average age. Go ahead, Weed.
Look at this family just trying to navigate all this.
He won't get up? Come on, my man. See, people don't see this. Kensington Avenue was the main corner of the city.
Of Philly?
Philly. Last year, I believe it was 10 million needles they gave out.
Absolutely no cameras.
Yeah.
So why no transparency if that's city money?
63 homicides in a 2-block radius.
Oh, what a little oasis here.
Whew. In 10 minutes, we can have you in a bed.
I am city council.
I love your perspective. Hopefully in 10 years, this is a video everyone can watch and be like, wow, that was crazy they allowed that to happen on the streets. Good morning, guys. Here in Philadelphia. And today we're going north to the neighborhood of Kensington, a place known for blight, open-air drug usage, and lots of crime. But today's not your standard Kensington story. We're meeting up with a man who is making an effort and making a huge dent in getting a lot of these kids out of the drugs and off the streets. So that's what we're getting into today, guys. An actual solution to a massive problem that can be seen in many cities across this country. Let's do this.
I lived here till I was about 7 years old.
So it's changed quite a bit since when you were growing up here.
Yes, it has. Back in the day, you could leave your doors open. You could walk the streets and feel safe. Obviously, today, you can't do that. You can't do that. You know.
And that's why you brought your friend out here just in case, right? Security, you were thinking?
You know, when you have cameras in an area like this, you know, you just want to have protection. We're good. Let's go.
These guys all here, fentanyl, is that the story?
Yeah, fentanyl, yeah.
Jeez.
Fentanyl, trank. You know, in Kensington, there's always, back in the 70s, there was meth, and then it came in the 80s, cocaine, and then the heroin came in. I remember as a young kid, there was a guy shooting, it was like 1973 it was.
Yep.
There was a guy standing on the corner, and he wrapped his arm, took his belt off, wrapped his arm up, right? So we have a lot of young kids watching it. We're like, what's this guy doing? Well, the five of the guys who was watching him, they became heroin addicts. My brother was one of them, 12 years old. That's the average age, they say, where an addiction starts, 12 with heroin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he ultimately died. My brother ultimately died as a result of,
I'm sorry. Wow.
Yeah. I lost 3 siblings, 2 brothers and a sister, as a result of complications through drugs from this area. Check on her.
Okay.
You okay? You all right? Yo. We don't have any Narcan, do we?
Okay, is that person on their way out?
Well, they're just chilling right now. I mean, she's high, and you know, I don't think she's on her way out, but she's definitely high.
Yo, you can't film here.
It's a street, I can film anywhere. That's the beauty about the law in America. You can, anywhere public on the streets, you're allowed to film.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm always respectful if I get someone in a video, I ask, do they want to be, but if we're walking down the street, that's...
Yeah, so what we're going to do, I'll take you down the street here, and we'll show you McPherson Square. They also named it Needle Park, which is heart-wrenching because it's really the only place in Kensington where you have an open space.
Look at this family just trying to navigate all this.
Yeah. So we got 5.5 acres of green space down there, but our kids can't use it.
Oh, buddy, I'm not gonna lie, this is quite heavy. I have like a little bit of adrenaline going, and that has not happened in a long time.
Yeah, you haven't seen nothing yet, my brother.
Really?
Nothing. This was inundated with addicts, and now what they're trying to do, they're doing this initiative where they're trying to clean up the streets in a sense, and
Okay, so the police are coming in here and
yes.
making an attempt, but
Yeah, come on, let's go over here.
this is not an easy one to turn around.
They have like 100 police cadets that they've dedicated specifically to Kensington.
Is that helping much?
Well, I think, my man, how you doing, boss? You all right? Good. Well, their presence, I think, is definitely, you can see it, but we got to wait and see.
So it's a new thing.
Yeah, there has to be a plan in place.
So I just want to take a shot of this. Look at
Yeah,
your
come on up
library.
here. Come
This
on
is
up here.
beautiful. Hi, officers.
So this here, this was fun. When it snowed, oh man, this was like Donny Park. I mean, we had all
you
the
just slide
rides.
down
We
here?
slide down there like unbelievable. Snowball fights, it was great. Now, you can't do that because of all the needles and all, you know?
Yeah.
Over here, they designated for kids, so you have a lot of kids that come, and this kind of looks nice. I mean, it is nice when it's used, but if you look at the zip code we're in, there's over 30,000 people in our area, and I would say half of them are kids. Where are they? That's sad. There's a tight rein on them because you can't just run free. You just can't go, like when I was a kid, you just can't ride your bike in the streets.
If
you
you're-
just can't walk, you can't walk in the streets.
If you're a responsible parent, you're not letting your kid out here.
No, you're not. Are they open here? There you go. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, look at that architecture.
A beautiful place, isn't it?
Beautiful. So what was Kensington back in the day? Was
So
it
this
a working
place,
class
we
neighborhood?
listen.
or-
We would come in here. All my sisters would come in here. We would sit at the tables and see. People don't see this in Kensington. You know, they don't. You know, this is a beautiful, ton of history. You know.
So let's say 1930s,
Yes.
working class neighborhood,
Yes.
people working in Philly,
Yes.
or what were they
well,
doing?
Well, back in the 30s, it was historical factories. We were the manufacturing spot of the world. We produced rugs, shoes, hats, Stetson hats, overcoats, belts,
Okay.
you name it. I mean, every other block had a factory, and we had 100% employment. Everybody had a job. And obviously in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, where the manufacturing left and then poverty came in, you know?
Okay, so
Jobs left.
the jobs went away, the
They all-
drugs came in.
The drugs came in eventually, yes.
So Buddy, a guy like this, what's this story?
I don't know, we have to check him.
I tried to get him up.
He won't get up?
Oh, jeez.
Yo, pal. Yo, pal. Yo, come on, my man. You gotta get up, pal. Okay? Come on, pal.
It's from trash.
You okay? You okay?
It like eats your flesh. You can see the wound. It's
Right.
Okay, come on, my man. Hey, look.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's what the trank does?
Yes, that's what the trank does. Somebody died right there, so that's, you know.
Oh, yeah. So, Buddy, from the outside, everyone would be like, why aren't these guys getting help?
Look, but here's the thing. There is plenty of opportunity. Like, you know, Kensington right now is a tourist attraction for people to come and look and see people dying on the streets. And the truth of the matter is they don't have to die on the streets because there is help.
Okay, but the law works in the United States, from my understanding. You can't just remove someone like that. They have to agree to it. If they're sober enough to walk like that, there's nothing we can do.
I agree.
Is that
yeah.
correct?
I believe so.
Okay,
I
so
believe
it's like ACLU
so.
issue, I think, like personal freedom type.
Yeah.
You can't, and so that's the problem I'm seeing across the country. Is there is help? It looks like there isn't, but there is.
The problem, listen, the problem is that there has to be a solution. Look, we don't know what happened with that man. He could have had a great upbringing,
He could have,
but maybe
okay.
he got caught up. Maybe he broke his leg and got caught and was taking pain pills, and it happens all the time. I've seen actors, movie stars, sons and daughters come and get caught up because of an injury that they
Right.
sustained while riding a bike up in the suburbs, and they wound up in the ghettos looking for heroin or looking for fentanyl to quell their pain. But that guy there, you know, it takes 17 times you get refused 17 times. That's the average number before somebody wants to reach out for help. Somebody wants to accept the help.
Because when you're in the drugs, you're not thinking help.
You're not thinking
You can't
help.
see outside of them.
No, you're not thinking help. You're just thinking for the next fix.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know.
What's up, you guys? How's it going?
You know, addiction is a cruel taskmaster, brother.
So how many blocks are like this, buddy? Is this a massive area, or are we looking at a few blocks?
Yeah, no, you're looking at about a 2 mile in radius. 2 mile radius.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Okay. So what's with a house like this? Condemned because why?
Well, this wasn't condemned. This is like, I'll tell you what, this is
that's
like,
just protection.
Yeah.
No one's there, it looks like.
No one's here. This is nobody.
This one's condemned.
There you go. You need a chicken, Peter?
Got some chickens. And look at the architecture you have coming out of this. So when this was full-on manufacturing, people dressed well.
Oh.
People going
First
to church.
of all, Kensington Avenue was the main corridor of the city.
Of Philly.
Philly.
Come on.
I'm not even exaggerating.
What are the Phillieites
I would say from Tioga Street all the way down to past Huntington Street. I mean, there was stores. Everyone was open. Everyone was open.
And watch where you step, huh?
Yeah. If you guys ever need us, we're Rock Ministries. Okay?
So is that part of your work, buddy? You get out in the streets, talk to people like that?
Yeah, we get out there all the time. Yeah. Oh, Guy, how you doing? Good to see you. We have a chaplain squad that's perfect for what we see here. Perfect. Now let's check on this guy. Now look at Miss. Hello. Hello. You okay? You okay? You're welcome.
So what's with the wire?
Well, he's making some money. He's making money.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Stripping copper wire?
So you sell the copper?
Yeah.
Okay. How much for a piece like that, do you think?
I don't know. It's like, you get like $4.50 a pound.
Oh, that's a lot of stripping.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's better than stealing.
I agree.
Hey, my man. How you holding up, pal? You doing all right, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where you from?
Poconos.
Poconos.
Yeah.
What brings you to Kensington?
I've been up here for the last 15 years.
Yeah. If you need any help, you know where Rock Ministry is? Down the street? Yep. Yep, we're there for you, pal. Okay? We're there for you, man. All right? You're a young, healthy, good-looking young man.
So far.
No, you are. You still have, there's hope. There's hope in you, man. You just have to accept it.
Yeah.
You want to get help?
Not right this second.
No?
No.
But do you know what's available?
Yeah.
In 10 minutes, we can have you in a bed. 10 minutes. Just remember the Rock. Okay. Right down the street. You know where we're at.
Yep.
Okay?
I remember.
All right, my man.
Thank you very much.
All right, pal.
Have a good day.
Take care.
You all right, pal? My man? You okay?
He's all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy, I've seen a lot in the world. I've been to Karachi, Pakistan. That's a pretty hard-hitting city. I've been to the hood there.
Yeah.
But I've never felt a roughness like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a different...
Who? Which one?
How you doing, boss?
He got a joint, he need pads and stuff like that. He got operated. They fucked him up now, man.
Does he want to go to the hospital? You don't want to go to the hospital? That's going to get infected, Miguel. This guy's intestines hang out. Literally, his intestines are hanging out.
Oh, man. He doesn't want help?
He don't want help. But his intestines are hanging out.
So the ambulance comes in for that, or what?
Yeah, they'll come in. Yeah, they come in. You call 911 in 4 minutes, you got them.
So these EMS workers must be so burnt out, huh?
Well,
Doing this every day?
every day. And this is nothing today.
What do you mean?
This is nothing. This is empty.
just a normal
It's
day.
Empty. No, this is empty today. Am I right, Kev? This is nothing.
It's nothing.
Yo, look, see? Now, this is America. We're in the United States of America. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And people just walk right by them.
Well, it's just
Look at
every
his head's in
block.
his. Come on. Hey, buddy. Yo. Come on, my man. Get up, okay? Please. Get yourself up. You need some help, my man?
I'm good, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
This is like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, this is that Mexican place where the music, I mean, the food is amazing in here. And listen, just think about this. This person came here and said, listen, I'm going to set up a business right here, right in the thick of things. You got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Right? That's why
Definitely credit.
That's why we want to put a bakery, Peter.
Should we eat there at the end today?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Buddy, how does this not bring you down? You seem like a pretty optimistic guy.
That's a great question. 20 years, never desensitized by what we see because I have Jesus.
This is your world.
Did you hear that, Peter?
Yeah, I heard you.
Make sure you get that
This is your world every day.
every day. But I see hope.
I love it.
I see hope, Peter. Can you imagine if you didn't live your life with hope?
You need hope. That's
Down here, you smell that? You can't get that on the camera.
I'm doing a mouth breathing situation right now, guys. This is pretty hardcore. That's pungent. So there's downtown Philly, right up there, downtown
Yeah,
Philly.
downtown Philly. Listen, we are literally 2.5 miles from where the Declaration of Independence was signed. And look at what you have.
That's shameful.
Look what you have.
Look at the tracks down here.
Millions of needles, Peter.
Yeah, so you just would not let your family go on public transport here in Philly, or at least in this part of Philly, huh? Okay, if I had a daughter, I would not.
You
let her
wouldn't
on-
do it,
No,
yeah.
just
Yeah, likewise.
going through this scene. Who would?
Likewise. I would want to be there. Come on, Peter.
All right, all right.
Oh, so now listen, that building right there, that's the Youth Factory with the gray
Okay.
roof. That's the oldest boxing venue in America. See, now that used to be a factory, and it was all burnt down for years, but they made 53 apartments in there, you know, low income and to help families, which is a good thing. There's another factory right there that they put all apartments in, which for low income, which is great.
It's great, but you need the jobs, buddy, right? For the purpose.
Oh yeah, you
for
need the
purpose,
jobs. You need
right?
the jobs. Oh
You
yeah.
can give free housing, but if there's
well,
no purpose.
they got to earn it. You know what I mean? There's not. You just don't let them in. You got to earn it. You know.
So I want to make this clear to the audience that this is not all of Philadelphia, because
No.
the people will see this and be like, wow, Philadelphia's gone in the toilet, and there are great parts.
Yes. Oh. Woo.
Yeah, that's what's going on here. That's why.
That's why you don't touch that.
Yeah, don't touch anything around here.
See that church? When I was a little kid, I went up on the second floor. Me and a friend of mine. We took some of the altar boy suits out. We wore it. Me and a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And we were walking out. We were only like 11 years old, 10 years old, and we were pretending we were priests. Little did I know that one day that I would be a pastor. You know what I mean? So.
There we go, The Rock.
Look at the picture. Get a picture of that.
Who's this kid here?
I don't know. Wow, look at this. What a picture that is. Hello.
How you doing?
How you doing? How you holding up?
All right.
You okay?
Better.
Yeah.
Tired.
You tired? Yeah.
No.
Who's this?
This is a lady. She walked down there.
And
Made a watch it, so I think she stayed right here.
where's she just walked down there? Wait, is it your mom? Yeah. What is your name? Caden. Where did your mom go?
She's went into the grown-up store.
She went into the grown-up store? How long ago did she go?
2-3 minutes.
So she just left her here?
Yeah, I said I would watch
Are you kidding me? Is this your mom coming now?
it. She didn't want to take it.
Yeah. Is this your daughter, ma'am?
It is. I don't like to take her to the store.
You what?
I don't like to take her to the store.
Yeah. Yeah, but did you know you didn't even know him?
No, I know him. We know each other.
Oh, she know.
Yeah,
she. Oh, you know. Okay.
Yeah, no, I would never do that. Yeah.
How old is your daughter?
She's gonna be 6 next month.
Do you live around here?
I do.
You do.
Well, I live on Gerard, but I come here for cigarettes.
You've heard of the Rock Ministries?
I have. I want to
have.
work for you.
You want to work for me?
Yeah. I
Well-
heard that you do cleanups.
We do, but let me ask you something. We have an amazing program for your daughter. It would be
Really?
great for her to get over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need something for her to do.
Yeah,
during the days.
please,
Yes.
please.
We're from Boston. And
Oh, you're from
truck-
Boston?
Yeah. my
How
truck
long
is-
How long have you been here?
I went back and forth.
Okay.
I first came to Philly last year.
Right.
Ended up homeless in Jersey because the hotels are cheaper over there. My truck got stolen with my driver's license, birth certificate, social security cards. Just been trying to get that stuff back.
We can help you with all that. With all that. So if you go into our Chaplain building,
Okay.
like it's right on the, ask for the
I noticed
Chaplain.
you guys have like 3 different.
We have quite, yeah, but if you go into the chat, we can help you.
All right, guys, a little behind the scenes making this video. It's a challenging one. The camera can't be pointed in some places. It'd be dangerous to do so. Buddy has been amazing in navigating that for us all. He obviously knows the hood pretty well, but there is definitely dangerous elements here, and I highly suggest nobody just coming down like this just to walk around. I mean, most of the people just have drug habits and, you know, need help. That's the story. But there are people running the drugs and running the crime. And those are the situations you need to stay clear of. And so we've done a good job of that so far today to show you the story. And I promise this is going to be a positive story, or at least positive elements. And we're about to get to that in a little bit, but he just wants to show us a few more places here. And then we're gonna see exactly what he's doing there and how it's helping the community. Okay, what's that story, buddy?
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's what's that?
Let's see if Michelle or Katie or somebody was around. I mean, I don't know when the last time.
Yeah, we'll let it, yeah. Hey, listen, go around there now. I mean, we can get you something to eat. You can sit in there. You just ate. How about her? Yep. You just ate. Well, go around there, and we got help for you. Whatever you, housing, bus fare, we want to get you help. We want to get you help. Yeah. Okay?
So, are most people from out of town
Yes.
and they just come to
Yes.
Kensington? Why? They
Because-
just know it's like this? They know the drugs
Yes.
are good, or what?
They know that it's an open air drug market. They can come and they can dwell here.
Yeah, careful what you
Yeah.
smell here, obviously. So what's the law?
You hear it? Listen, they can come in because they can dwell. They can do whatever they want.
Is that a Philadelphia thing?
That's a Kensington thing. No, not in Philadelphia. You can't do this in 90% of the neighborhoods, but Kensington, for some reason, it's been accepted.
There's not a mayor of Kensington, is there?
No, there's a mayor of Philadelphia, and she sees the problem. To her credit, you know what I mean?
She's changed it.
She
It was
sees.
worse?
Yes, she sees the problem. And listen,
she sees the
she sees
problem.
the problem, and she's coming up with a solution. The solution is, it's when the mayor does her job, the district attorney does his job, the police commissioner's allowed to do his job, the police can do their job. Let us do our job, and when we work together, we lock arms and we help people.
A problem I've been seeing in American cities, now crime reform is a big topic, right? Justice reform, but really weak DAs that let repeat offenders demoralizes the police. They don't want to get somebody and have that person out on the streets that same day.
Yeah.
So they sort of give up. So certain cities where I've noticed if the DA is weak, that's a huge problem.
Okay.
Have you noticed that, or you
here's-
don't want to get into the politics
No,
of it?
here's what I see. I see, like, I'm looking at Kensington. My responsibility is Kensington, Peter. What I see in Kensington, someone is not doing their job correctly. Okay?
You think?
So,
Big time.
so once the solution is provided and everyone's locking arms, Kensington can have a voice again. Right now, Kensington is voiceless. No child should be able to see what they see here. A kid was not born to look at what they see. You got so many kids that are locked behind, in houses. They just can't come out and enjoy their life. They can't because they're locked behind in the house because of the post-traumatic stress disorder they've developed because of what they've seen over the years. It's horrible, Peter. Yo, pal, you okay? Okay, come on, sit up. Please sit up, okay? See his arm? You see your arm?
Yeah,
It
the
all
flies,
flies.
are taking over and the ants. So policies that are thought of as humane are very inhumane, I would say. That's not okay. The guy's got pus coming out of his arm and flies over him. And
Obviously.
yeah, but who thinks that is an okay policy?
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not freedom.
No. It's bondage. It's a good point.
It's bondage.
I think they are, yeah. I think it's winding down though. Yeah.
Yeah, if someone is in agreement with these policies, please explain how that is compassion. Seeing someone passed out with flies on their wounds and letting them rot on the streets. I just don't, sorry, you're used to this, you're here all the time.
Yeah.
It almost infuriates me. Like we have policies that allow that to happen.
Yeah.
We are in America.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. Like I haven't seen it like this anywhere in the world. I've been to 85 countries.
Well,
I've seen drug scenes, but not like here.
yeah, this is, people just poop in the streets. You can smell it, Peter. You got to hold your breath now, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now listen, just think about your kid. Think about your kid having to walk down these streets. It's not right to them. And you know what's amazing? Like I remember HBO Larry Merchant did a little interview on me. You know, he said to me, so he says, you're a fighting pastor, right? I said, well, I wouldn't want to fight George Foreman, you know? I said, but I'll tell you what, I changed my mind. I'll fight George Foreman for the kids. Yes, because the kids, it's heart-wrenching. That's what is heart-wrenching to me, is the kids. So there's Kensington Avenue down there. You'll see. It's a pretty crazy area as we get closer.
So a lot of gun violence right now?
Wow, it's amazing you said that. So the New York Times did a story, and they did it all over the country, and it was 63 homicides in a 2-block radius in 5 years.
In 5
years? 4 years. And you know where it was?
Here.
Kensington. And then you know where the blocks are? See where G Street is right here?
Yep.
From G Street on down, within a 2-block radius each way.
This couple
This was all packed people. This was all an encampment. You can't have tents anymore now. As soon as you put a tent up, they shut you down.
So where do these people sleep?
On the streets, under the bridge. See the barriers?
Yep.
So they were all tents, and now the police have put up the barriers.
So if this wasn't an open drug area, do you think that'd be a start at least? Like, do you need to make it illegal first so you can't do this on the streets?
Illegal?
Illegal,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
So you need
that's
to
one
make
of
it
them.
illegal first.
Yeah, that's one of them.
So why have
drug
we not done
paraphernalia? I think that's another thing. Last year, I believe it was 10 million needles they gave out.
Who's giving out the needles and everything?
There's a place down here that's called Prevention Point. I think they have a contract with the city or with the state or something like that, but I don't think they're.
Prevention Point.
Yeah.
Can we walk in there?
They won't let you film anything.
No, they won't let you.
They won't
film
let
it.
you film
No,
anything.
Guy was like, you can't film.
Yeah.
There are absolutely no cameras, no film.
Yeah.
Why
They wanted, what was that? That legal injection sites, and that's where safe injection sites, and that's where it was going to be at, right there. What happened?
This guy's shooting up into one of his sewers on his line back here.
So why no?
Oh, yeah, jeez.
So why no transparency?
I don't know.
If that's city money.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. Well, I think what they did was they gave the needles out. Now, listen, let me say this. They feel as though they're doing right, because their whole
I mean,
theory.
everyone always feels like
No,
they're
their
doing right.
whole theory is this: to stop the AIDS. Remember when the AIDS epidemic came around, where they were giving out, everybody was using one of those needles. So they feel as though that helps that population where you don't get AIDS. That's what they're saying. You know what I mean? I don't have the information one way or the other.
If it enables this,
That's the problem. That's the problem.
why wouldn't the goal at their organization to be getting people off drugs?
Well, that's where the solution comes in.
And you're so diplomatic, and I understand you gotta be, because
No, I don't want to be diplomatic.
This is your wheelhouse.
I don't want to be diplomatic.
No, but you don't want to put anyone under the bus, and I understand why. You live here, and you have an amazing mission.
No, I think that when everybody comes down here, they want to try what they think works. I personally know it works.
What you're doing works.
100%.
And we're going to see it, but just giving out needles and safe injection sites isn't going to fix the
I don't
place.
agree with that. No, I don't agree with it.
Did you ever have a drug issue?
No.
Crime issue?
Yes. I was involved in as a kid. It's crazy. I was told by the police, they told my mother as a young teenager, I was labeled a nonconformist. There you go. 10 years old.
I've been labeled that too.
Yeah. Nonconformist. And in fact, we used to hop the trains here, right up here. This is where we used to hop the trains. It was out of control. You know, my life was out of control. But at 13, I got involved in boxing. And that's what changed my life as a young kid growing up in the city. At 16,
it was a good outlet.
100%. At the age of 16, I was #1 in the city. At 19, I was #1 in the state, top 10 in the country. Made the USA boxing team, traveled around the world, coming from Kensington. Can you imagine that? Always in the paper. I mean, it was amazing, man. You know, it was amazing. So I was always a street fighter, you know, bah! But it's interesting how what all happened there, because eventually I was facing life in prison. I was an organizer for a major union in the city. And so I got hired at a young age, and at 25 I was an organizer. By the time I was 27, I was facing, you know, a lot of years in prison, 168 years.
What'd you do, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, yeah, I was charged with RICO, which is a racketeer and influence corrupt organization. It's an acronym. And I was charged with that crime. But so what happened was I was not given bail because they said that I was a menace to society, a threat to the community. A Kensington kid being called that. Who would have thought? So, but what happened, ultimately, I would go to prison. And when I went to prison, when I was in there, this lady by the name of Lucille, who happens to be my wife's name, but it wasn't my wife. She was an elderly lady.
Okay.
She would write me letters all the time about Jesus. And Peter, that started to change in my life. It wasn't prison who changed me.
Yeah.
But this woman, she wrote me a letter. She said to me, "Buddy, Jesus has you, hold you in the palm of his hand." I was like, well, what does that mean? And I would read scripture and this and that. And then when I came out of prison in 91, November, but it was December 31st, 1995 that I gave my life to Christ at 8:30 at night. How many years is that? 28 years ago? 1995. Unbelievable, Peter. 29 years. Oh, see, here's my wife. There she is. We were just talking about you. Oh, yeah.
I can't get out. I'm just in perfect timing.
Oh, you going together?
Do you need some help? You need some help with the parallel parking?
Oh, getting out. That's my husband's.
Oh, okay.
I'm a New Jersey girl. I'm not.
You want to interview her?
No, that is not my point.
How long have you been married?
27 years. It's a fun ride being married to Buddy Osborn.
Never a dull moment?
Never a dull moment.
All right, hon. Now listen, let me show you something. Hold on. Here. There's a ticket for you. Got a ticket. See that?
A little present from the city.
That's all right. Work at it. Pull out, hon.
How many years ago did you start this, buddy?
20 years ago.
Let's check it
It's
out.
interesting here. Prior to COVID, a lot of people were taking over the bridges, underneath the bridges, because the railroad, this is where everybody was on the railroad shooting up. So they cleaned that out,
Okay.
and everybody came on the streets. So I went under the bridge, and I slept under the bridge for the weekend with everybody. You know,
You slept under
I slept under the bridge. So I said, listen, we got to get a tent. So we got the tent, and we would have upwards of 100 people that would sleep in there. And in the morning, they would get breakfast, and they would hear the gospel. They would hear about Christ. You know, it would be really something. But when COVID came, and we couldn't do that, we had to stop. We couldn't do it anymore, you know what I mean? So, what's up, Nate? What's up, brother?
Love the channel. Buddy, I love you too.
Oh, yeah? You know this guy?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
How you doing?
Man, you do some great videos.
Thank you, brother. What's your
Good
name?
to see you, man.
Adam, too.
Adam.
Good to see you,
Adam?
man.
Nate. Do you guys volunteer here? Or?
Yeah, we just came up from Virginia.
Virginia, we got
Oh,
people from
nice.
all over the country come here.
Oh, how's it going so far?
We're going to check on the team now. We just got here and they got here a couple days ago. So.
It's my boy. It's one of our interns. He was here. All right. So he was one of our interns for like how many months?
6 months.
6 months. We wanted to keep him for life, but he said he had to go back. But he's always family, and so is this kid. Good people. Good
Great
people.
work you're doing. Take care, you guys.
How about a cold water, bro?
Oh yeah,
Come on.
sounds great. We've got the boxing ring here.
Listen, that's part of the solution. A nice punch in the nose will always help.
It's very real.
No. Hey, brother. Come on, Peter. Grab some water. Listen, that's Pastor Craig. He's been here. He's been here with me almost to the very beginning.
Doing well,
He
Pastor
never
Craig.
left. He never left.
You're the documentary guy.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Peter Santenello.
Good to see you, Peter.
Yeah, you too. You know, I feel like that's a well-earned glass of water.
Let me tell you something. I don't go out on the street a lot. You know, I'll be very honest with you. I mean, I'm in and out all the time, but there's people constantly going out on the street. You know, especially our chaplains. But imagine, like you said, every day being out there and seeing what you see, bro. That's if you don't have a filter. And we say that a lot. That filter's got to be Christ. You can't handle that. You can't handle it.
So I'm not a super religious
Impossible.
person. I'm not a super religious person, buddy. I'm not a religious. I pray every night.
Well,
right?
Me neither.
But I don't go to.
Craig, let me ask you. He said he's not a super religious.
I'm not a religious person.
So he's not. No. He said he's not a super religious person.
I meant to say religious.
Would you? No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Super's even better.
Okay.
Are you religious?
Absolutely not.
Are you religious?
All right.
Then what do we?
Now you guys are tricking me. Now
No,
you're
we're
tricking
not.
me. What's
We're
going
not.
on? Romans. John. You're not religious?
No. Okay. Tell him why we're not religious.
Because we have a relationship with Jesus Christ which surpasses any religion ever created by man on earth. It's one-on-one, us with the Lord. He's reconciled us through his death on the cross, rose from the grave. We now have a direct connection with God. No stained glass, no windows, no rituals. It's us and him. That's relationship.
Okay,
Shoot.
so you need a relationship with Jesus to endure that. I was just out there. I'm in all sorts of weird situations around the world. How am I pulling it off if I don't have the direct relationship?
You know why I say that? Because in 20 years, I have seen so many people come into Kensington and really do a good work,
Yep.
but never make it the long haul. And to me, what does that say? It means that people burn out, they get callous, they get hardened. Now, I've seen people, Kevin's been, how many years, 17? 15 years. I've been here from the beginning. Craig's been here about 18 years, and it goes on and on and on. We've been here a long time. And it's nothing in and of itself that we have done, but it's what Christ has done for it. Because you know what I feel like? Like when one person comes to know who Christ is in a personal way, the Bible says that all the angels in heaven rejoice. So when I see a kid come through that door, you can come in here. We've never charged a kid 1 cent to come to the Rock, and we never will. So you may ask me, how do you pay for all this? I don't know.
Donations?
Yes,
They just come in
and guess
naturally?
what? I don't even know who gives what. So if you make a donation, Peter, I will never know you did it. My point of it is, and I'm being facetious, but that's the truth. I don't know, and I don't want to know.
But there's enough coming in to run the operations.
Yes, we've never
That's
gone.
cool.
We have no more. We have 20. Look, we have no debt, zero debt. I'm a missionary. I don't, people provide. Kevin raises 3 children in this area. He's a missionary. He quit his job, sold his house, and moved 2 blocks from here. He's our youth pastor.
Kevin, you're raising your kids out here.
Yes, 3 boys, and they are beautiful.
13, 12, and 10.
Wow. So you don't let them walk around where we walked around today?
As long as they're within arm's reach. That's it. I used to walk my kids to and from the Rock every single day. Me and my wife and my 3 boys, yep. That was the rule. You need to be within arm's reach of Dad. many of us have seen or have been looked at as that we didn't have a chance to make it. And then at some point in time, Jesus has come into our lives and given us a hope, given us a chance. It's totally broken the cycle. Like I come from a family, I come from having a dad that, I think he was trying to do his best. He came from an abusive background. My upbringing was chaos. I was always in and out of other families' homes, sleeping over, staying over, all this stuff. My parents were trying to do their best, but it was just chaos in my life. I have many people that looked at my life and was like, that kid right there, he's going to be a problem. I was driven by adrenaline, driven by like the parties and all that stuff. Jesus met me on my knees when I went to take my life. And he met me there and gave me life. And ever since then, I've known and I've seen the change that God has done in my life. And now I have 3 boys. I'm raising those 3 boys here in Kensington, here around the ministry. They all know Jesus as their personal Lord and Savior. And I can see the joy in their lives that I never had as a kid, because that cycle was broken when Jesus was introduced. So I think about that little girl that was out there that we may look at and say, you know what, she doesn't have a chance. And from the world's perspective, yeah, maybe not. But from our perspective, knowing that Jesus can change anybody's life, she absolutely has a chance.
Peter, what do you see there?
Okay, I see someone in prison behind the bars.
Okay.
They're captive, but I see someone out of prison on the street that's also just as captive, maybe not even more.
Wow, I like that.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay. Anything else?
The Holy Bible over here, he gave up on that, so it's not working out. And what is that, a gun?
What else do you see next to his foot?
Oh, the syringe. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so there's nobody in that picture. Can I hold this for 1 second?
Yeah.
Get in there.
Okay. What am I doing?
Oh, yeah, that's your.
Oh, this is what it's set up for.
Oh, that's your. It's you.
Oh,
listen, anybody can be in there, brother. Anybody, right?
Right. And it can happen quickly, right?
Yeah, but let me just say this to you. I'm gonna be a cameraman. Now watch. Boom. That'll never put you there, brother. That book right there will never put you there. Look at that mugshot.
Thanks, buddy.
Hello. Good to see you.
Okay, what's going on in here?
So we have a meeting with the council member.
Meeting with the council?
Yeah.
This is your facility still, right?
Yeah.
On the need for low barrier, evidence-based treatment like that which Cadencia offers.
Okay, buddy, so
yes, sir.
That's good to see, the city getting involved.
Yes. Yeah,
it's not for show. You think they're actually doing something?
No, here's what's taking place. So the council person from this area wanted to hold some hearings, and so she wants to hear from different people that are interested in the solution. We want to come together. How many beds are available in the city? What's being done for detox? All these major questions that have to be answered.
What's the plan as of right now? You said they're working on one, but is there a plan in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I think the plan, well, sure, the plan is, I know from what I hear that in the budget that was passed, I think it was $6 billion and some change for the mayor for the city of Philadelphia. The mayor wants to build a facility that's not far from here that would house, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, upwards of 500 beds. And what would happen is when a person goes in, this has always been something that's been dear to my heart. You have to have a location. It has to act as a triage. So when a person is taken from the street, they go into this place. So what you do, you have behavioral health, you have social services, you have clergy, you have medical staff, you have everyone there to present an amazing plan for that person to be able to re-enter into society.
They have to be clean in that environment, right?
Well, yeah, so what will happen is that you're going to be placed there.
Okay.
And you're going to be placed there because you can't be on the streets doing what you do. You can't defecate. You can't urinate.
Yeah.
You can't use drugs openly. So there are laws in place that have to be carried out. That should be carried out. And
Absolutely.
and then when that happens, you would have a facility for somebody to get well.
Okay, so I lived in San Francisco, and what we had there was we called it the homeless industrial complex. Ton of money went towards the mission.
Yeah.
But the amount of grift going on and money siphoned here and there, and the problem has continued to get worse.
Okay.
I haven't been there in a year, but at the time, it wasn't a money issue, actually. It was just sort of a management policy issue. And so hopefully you guys do it better here.
Well, I think, listen.
Because results are walking down the street and not seeing what we saw.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's ultimately, listen, I can't tell you the time, how long it's going to take, but I know this. With the plan in action, and we're all part of that plan, then you got a solution. But if you keep talking about the problem, this, that, and another thing, and this and that, you're just talking about it. Implement things. But you got to have a physical place to take somebody.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a physical place, then how's it going to work?
And I feel,
You know?
I don't know how it works with the law, but I think forcing rehab is needed in some of these situations. Because asking someone that's neck is pussing, like get off the drugs, it's not gonna work.
Listen, you said it. You have to, you saw how many people, that was just a handful. There's dozens and dozens of those examples that you saw laying all over Kensington.
Yeah.
Would you rather, that's somebody's mother.
Yeah.
That's someone's father, someone's daughter, someone's son. It's a family member, bro. I mean, there's gotta be some stringent rules that have to be put in place, and then they have to respect it, you know? They have to respect it.
Hey, Joe. How are you, bro? Good to see you. You all right?
How long you been here, David?
I got here July 28th, 2021.
You're from Kensington?
From South Philly. I was in prison for 3 years before I came here. And what got me into prison was my addiction. I was addicted to Percocets, and I wasn't the type of person to sit in sorrow and wait for something to happen.
Okay.
I would try to go make it happen on my own strength. So instead of sitting there waiting for a solution, I went out and found my own solution, and that was burglarizing houses. And when I came to the Rock, you know, my dad picked me up from prison, and 2 weeks later, that's when I gave my life to the Lord. There's an event going on called Rock the Block. And at the event, you know, we cleared the whole street out. There's not a needle on the ground, there's not a gunshot in sight, and a kid can just come out here and be a kid. And you know, we got the moon bounces going on, and it was just a beautiful day in Kensington. And in the middle of it, Buddy did an altar call. He said, if there's anyone here that wants to surrender their life and give their life to Jesus, let's do it today. And it was just like a wave of silence came over, and I could just feel the Lord speak to my heart. And my dad had his granddaughter, my niece, on his shoulders, and he just looked at me and he was like, yup. And I just knew, and I shot to the ring, and I went to the ring, and I'm crying, and I just gave my life to the Lord. And then I didn't notice it at the time, but when I look back, what happened was the Lord, I was the first one to enter the ring. But the effect of that, I look back now, and after that, there was like 15 to 20 young kids that came into the ring after that. So as time went on, I started to pick up what God was putting down. Like, I'm gonna use your old life, David, that you were stark in darkness for, and I'm gonna use that wasted life, and I'm gonna use it for good. Because these kids in Kensington need to see what it looks like to a kid that was addicted, robbing houses, mom and dad. Mom was a smoker, dad was a doper. Now they both live for Jesus. I'm gonna use your life, David, to show these kids what it's like to not be a product of your environment, but to be a product of the gospel. And that's what he did in my life, and that's what he's continuing to do. Me and my wife got married. We used to live in sin. We've been together 9 years, and she, thank you so much. We got married October 7th of last year, but it didn't just happen like that. Like, when I came home, she put money on my books every day. She bailed me out. You know, one time she always made sure when I came home from jail that I had somewhere to stay. You know, she always made sure that she was with me, you know, so God showed me how much he loved me by working through her before we knew him. Now you're allowing accountability to come into your life. And when you allow accountability to come into your life, by that principle alone means that what you're doing in your life, now you got to look at your own heart and you got to say, what's wrong and what's right? What do I got to stop? What do I got to do? What do I got to give up and what do I got to step into? I had to do that myself.
So taking responsibility.
100%. And I'm not downplaying or shedding light on anyone's life that was hard. I lived in crack houses. We had so many addresses. We walked around and we lived in different places. I'm not saying it's easy, but at some point when the rubber hits the road, a man and a woman has to make that choice.
So, growing up, a lot of people around you in a similar situation, or?
In South Philly, yeah, there was an epidemic. You know, there was the Oxy days. There was, you know, the Percocet days, and everyone wanted to escape. You come from a lot of homes that swept a lot of things under the rug, and everything stayed home. Everything stayed in the house, and yeah, that's kind of where it was from. And what I have seen in my life as I look back now is when you kind of do that stuff there, nothing really gets dealt with. And then you grow up, and then you see that was like, man, we kind of didn't deal with anything. We kind of just swept it under the rug and just kept it pushing. And I don't want that for my child. My wife's 8 months pregnant. And I see that I don't want to just sweep things under the rug.
So do you think most people out here had broken childhoods?
I would 100% agree with that. Definitely.
Most?
Yeah. And I believe that, you know, when times get hard, we turn to something. I used to turn to perks. And I wanted to escape. I had weed, smoking weed every day. Me and my girlfriend at the time, smoking weed every day. I was getting high every day. She couldn't stand what I was doing. She couldn't stand that I was on perks. I was probably taking 15 30s a day when I was 16.
Yeah.
Easy. And this is back when perks were like $20 a piece. Now I believe out here they're probably like $70 a piece. And then that's what makes everyone turn to fentanyl, because it's so cheaper.
How cheap is it here in Philly?
What is it, like $3 a bag, Kev? Probably get a bag of fentanyl for $3. When you don't deal with something, so if I'm about to have a baby, if I don't discipline him at all, I don't tell him no yes, no, and I don't do nothing to show him what's right and wrong, you can look at his life and you can see a little Kensington. When you don't know how to deal with something, something else is gonna give it accountability.
Are you aligned with city council, or?
I am city council.
You are city council. Okay, so I love your perspective.
What's up?
We're doing a video with Buddy today in the Rock.
Okay.
And on Greater Kensington. As far as the city goes, you're obviously taking attention to this situation because you're here. What are your thoughts?
Well, listen, I live in the neighborhood. I live a couple blocks away. I'm at G and Allegheny, right in the heart of it. That's why I ran. Because,
okay.
To be honest with you, I'm in recovery, and we were thinking more about the actual struggling addicts out here than we were the residents and the children who have to live here and watch these people up their neighborhood. I got a little bit of a more unique perspective because I've been there. You know what I mean? I know that it can be done. I know recovery's here, and that's why places like The Rock are so instrumental in us helping change this neighborhood over again. You know, it's all wrapped into one. It's about giving these people a chance at a real life again, like I got. You know, it's for me, it's about us bundling all the services into one.
Okay.
And throwing as many services at the problem as we can until we figure out what services are the ones that we really need and which ones we can phase in.
So would one policy help the situation a lot? That being, it can't be an open air drug. I don't know the title you call it.
Open air drug market. Yeah, that's definitely it.
It can't be an open air drug market.
And we're going to get that under control.
Oh, and that's going to turn around?
The honest thing is, we did it before. It's just, you know, every 8 years, say, the mayor changes and a new mayor comes in and they have different things. So I was in the administration under John Street. We cleaned up this area. We shut down 390 open air drug markets in the city of Philadelphia. Cleaned out 40,000 abandoned autos where they were hiding the drugs and stuff like that on these blocks.
So what was the point of reversing that policy, whoever did that?
Well, it's people come in with their own ideas and they try to add to it or take stuff away that they didn't think was working. And that's where it lies in. So right now, what we're trying to do is take our best practices, the stuff that we know that works.
Okay.
And do that.
Okay.
Get rid of the stuff that we know is not working and try to figure out what we have to do in order to make it all adhesive. So for us, what we're doing is we're we're leaning towards, as a city now, long-term recovery.
Okay.
We want to have these people so that they can go in, have the best chance at coming out with everything. And the way we do that is through long-term treatment with all services wrapped into one. You cannot send somebody to rehab and then send them back to here 30 days from now and say, you're recovered. It's it. Come on.
It's all good.
Go get it. No.
Take some Suboxone.
Right. Yeah. No, you got to have both. They got to have a place to go. We need housing.
And then
we're looking at that.
You can't just have housing but no rehab.
Right, exactly. It's got to be all in one. It's got to be, listen, there's a lot of great groups, especially here.
Yeah.
An AA and NA house right around the corner, the last stop.
Yeah.
Adequately named. You know what I mean? We need more of that. There are places. The bottom line is that people get sober from other alcoholics and addicts. You know what I mean? More than they would. You learn at a rehab. People have the wrong idea about what a rehab actually is. When they go into rehab, they learn about what sent them there in the first place, the dopamine responses, the chemical imbalances, all them technical and stuff like that. But where they really learn how to be recovered, my colleagues, none of them are in recovery but me. You know what I mean? So they didn't know what recovery was at all. When I explained to them that for somebody in recovery, a safe injection site is like one of the number one things we don't do. You do not enable another person to get high. That's the number one thing. We do not let and enable somebody to get high. That's it. It's easy. Not that we don't think that's a way of calming down the other HIV and hepatitis part of it. We just decided that we're not spending our money on that. We're not going to spend our money on something that's going to help them to enable them to get high. Yeah. We're going to spend our money on the treatment end of thing. There's plenty of money for them things, but us as a city, we're not paying for it.
Yeah, sounds like a little common sense is coming back into the mix.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
We're trying, man. Thank God it didn't take us as long as it took for San Francisco to realize that it's going in. Washington State, they decriminalized all drugs. And now the same people that did that just reversed it on themselves. They actually came and said, wait a minute, we were f***ed up with this one. It wasn't right. And they reversed it and changed it back.
Yeah, okay. I mean? So when do you think Kensington will change the policies so there's no open air drug usage?
Well, we have, and it's starting now. We started with the information part. Just letting the addicts know and the dealers down the corner, yo, bro.
Yeah.
You got a month. After a month comes, we're arresting you now.
Okay, so all these guys using up the street here, what's gonna?
They're gonna start once the triage center and all is in, they'll be taken in front of a community judge, let's say like a community court judge, and they will be given the option. You can either go through the court process, go to jail, or you can go to rehab right now, sign up, no criminal record whatsoever, didn't even happen. When you get out. When you get out, there's no record of it, never happened. Because the bottom line is we need these people to be able to get jobs, to become part of society.
If you have a felony record,
if you have a felony record, it's hard. Listen, dude, I had it. I was there. You know what I mean? It was only the fact that I was in a union and they gave me a lawyer and I was able to plead the case from aggravated to simple that I'm actually even allowed to be a councilman. You know what I'm saying?
That's an awesome story.
Right.
Way to turn it around.
Right. We need to be able to give people a chance to turn it around.
What do you think about faith-based rehab?
Well, faith-based is always part of it. I mean, a higher power, like we have a saying, a higher power help me, but I don't give a shit what that higher power is. It could be your shoelace for all I give a shit. You know what I mean? As long as you believe in something greater than yourself. Doesn't necessarily have to be God. It could be your family. It could be something that is greater than yourself. Something that you could put faith in to look at and say, this is why.
Yep. Thank you.
Train up a child in the way they should go. When they grow old, they will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. The kid comes in like this, he comes in all tough, thinks he can fight, gang bang or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? A guy just thinks he can handle everybody. And then he realizes, so what we say, okay, get your hands up like that, right? All right, now, and a lot of times what happens is...
Here, you want to hold this, buddy?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
All right.
This is that guy I was telling you about.
What am I?
That's Peter.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
He was a guy, 17 years old. He came to us, and now he's 39. His son is 18. He's the number one in the world. His son, and he beat everybody in
he won gold in Germany for Team USA August last year.
And then Romania,
he won gold in Romania.
So now he's pro. This Saturday will be his third professional fight.
What's his name?
Johnny Different Breed Rivera.
What weight class?
140. Different breed because the Bible says, be a people of prayer breed, peculiar people, so he's different breed.
So a kid will come in and he'll think he is the toughest kid around, you know what I mean? The next thing you know, he realizes when we tell him to get his hands up, put your hands on the side, get your chin down. What's he doing? He's listening to instructions at that point in time, where normally he's not listening to his parent, he's not listening to the school teacher, he's not listening to the police. So when you're coming in here, you're getting all kind of lessons, and you're trained to listen. Listen. Andrew, this is Peter.
How you doing, Andrew? Nice to meet you.
He was 10 years old when he came here. He's a second-year apprentice with Local 98 Electricians Union. When he finishes his, was it 5 years?
Yep, 5-year program.
He'll have a college degree right through there. This is a Kensington kid.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Life is a lot better now, honestly, now that I had good mentors in my life to set me up properly with finances.
Okay.
Also, like my career-wise and stuff. And that's what the Rock stand for, if you see the mission statement, for pretty much the kids who are at risk of falling victim to the stuff that's inside of the neighborhood. So the Rock is like broadening horizon of the people's minds. Anytime they come in here, they see that it's more life than just what we see out on the streets.
Yeah, so how does it make you feel walking down these streets in Kensington? Have you gotten used to it, or every time you get out of here, you're like, wow, what's going on? This is terrible.
So you do become numb to it to an extent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what you don't notice is that your body is still on high alert. So you may become used to being under pressure, but you're still under pressure.
Get it, Weeds, get it, Weeds, get it, Weeds. He came from Puerto Rico. He didn't speak one word of English when he came here. And he lives in our house called Nehemiah House, where he runs the house. He desires to be a plumber, so he's going to be going into the plumbers union. It's amazing what the Lord has done in his life, though. I mean, here's a kid who was out on the street. He was 17 years old when he paid $70,000 for a car.
How'd you do that?
Working the street. Yeah.
How are things now?
I would have never traded what I'm at now for anything else. This is what I have been looking for my whole life. Just the peace of mind, and just the joy, and just the confidence that I had that I never had before. You know,
It's built your confidence?
Oh yeah, and just who I am. I mean, I come from a place where what you have, it determines who you are. You know, just like the amount of money, however you dress, and what you have determine your identity. So all my life, you know, selling drugs in the street and just trying to have a nice car and just trying to like dress nice because I was not confident on who I was. But then when I came to Christ, I know my confidence on Him. So it's different now, you know. It's
How old are you?
I'm 24 now. I just turned 24. Yeah. I was decided to be a plumber since I was a kid. I mean, I remember when I was like 6 years old, they cut the water off at my house. So I used to go over to my friend's house to get a bucket of water so I can go and take a shower. So I was like, man, I told my grandma, I said, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a plumber. So if they ever cut the water, I know how to put it back on. So since, you know, ever since then, I have like this desire to be a plumber. And I worked for a year and a half doing it, and I just loved it. I just love everything about it and just working with my hands, so yeah.
Now look, when you take a look here, these kids could be standing on the block, you know, moving rock, selling drugs, and now they're here at a safe. This is a safe haven, safe refuge for these kids. And we have two of our coaches here. Filippo, he came here when he was a young kid, and same way with James. Now they're both children, fathers, married. That building right next door here, we will have every sport you can imagine there.
Can anyone in Kensington come in here?
Anybody from the city of Philadelphia can come here. Yeah, you can come, and that's why I love the fact that we have a The L, because they come from the L too, believe it or not. They got to walk through that garbage, but...
Many girls come here or not really?
Oh yeah, girls too. Yep, we have special nights for the girls. Monday, it's all girls. And then
Monday's all girls?
Monday's all girls,
Okay.
yeah.
1, 2, all right, just go. Bring it back, yeah. Ready, set, go. Come on, bring it back, come on.
Consignment shop?
There's not a homeless person that can say that they never have clothes. Here's how it works. When you want to get right, you want to get well, we'll give you a shower, no problem. We'll put clothes on their back, and then we'll get them to a hospital, we'll get them to a detox, we'll get them to a treatment place.
Has there ever been a time when you can't handle all the inflow?
No.
You've always been able to.
No.
So anyone out here can come in here?
Anyone can. Look, listen, if they don't have anything, we don't charge anybody anything. But if you have some, it's $1, $2, or whatever, because it helps. And what we do with any funding, it's a benevolence fund. And what we use it to get people to detox, plane fares, bus fares, like every cent that comes from this tent, that's a benevolence fund. Father God, I want to be saved. Forgive me of all of my sins, past, present, and future. Tonight, on Kensington Avenue, I give you my life. Change my heart, give me purpose, and give me a future all the days of my life. In Jesus' name I pray. And everybody says, amen, guys. Way to go, way to go, way to go. All right. Amen. Congrats. Well, listen to me. You will never go wrong with that. Okay? Walk with Jesus all the days of your life. He has a purpose and a plan for your life, man. Train up a child and the way they should go. When they grow old, they will not depart from it. That's the solution, brother. That's the solution.
Crazy. The kids got to now walk back through that situation.
Let me ask you something. I don't know whether you're going to put this on or not, but Pete, is this fair for our kids to see this? They have to walk through this.
Yeah, so the kids come right out of that positive environment.
And right through this.
And they're going through this. This is terrible. Oh, what a little oasis here.
My man, good to see you. Good to see you.
This is my son, Rain. Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Rain.
Rain, oh, it's good to meet you. Love your dad.
I do.
I wouldn't want to fight him though, but I love him.
I do too.
That's Casey. He runs Impact Services, which is an amazing.
Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you.
They do an amazing work. Like, remember I showed you that factory? It was an old factory. They turned it into apartments. That's what he's done. He does. Oh, amazing.
Cool.
Amazing work they do.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
We love Casey. Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. That's awesome. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's good.
I am so surprised that this is in Kensington. You know?
Isn't it amazing? Yeah. How is it? Yeah. Get the flavor now, bro.
Proper balance.
You got
the little crisp on the shrimp. The taco, you know they can mess those up. Perfect softness. How long's this place been here?
A couple of years now.
Oh,
right?
Thank you.
Maybe 2 years.
Okay, so there's little glimmers of hope. I mean, other than you guys, obviously, but.
Well, listen. Those 2 buildings we purchased, one's going to be a bakery / coffee shop. Right walking distance from here, one day.
So how many kids are going through the Rock, or how many kids have gone through the Rock in the history of the Rock?
In 2015, we stopped counting. It was approximately 13,000, something like that. Kids who come through there.
I love that you're bringing exercise into the mix, like the physical outlet. and just toughen. I mean, is it fair to say you're toughening up the kids, or are they already toughened up from their situation?
Well, we're not making them soft. We're just making them wiser and sturdy.
How many of those kids, what percentage, don't have two parents in the home?
I would say probably 90%, and mainly the mom. Many of the fathers are absent. And that's that's the whole concept of rock, how it started. So the rock was birthed from the prison block, literally. I said, who in here has heard Jesus from your mom? A couple hands went up. There was 28 kids. I said, how many kids have heard about Jesus from your grandma? More hands went up. How many kids heard about Jesus from your father? Not one hand went up, and it infuriated me. It infuriated me. So I said to myself, how can I be more effective on a street block as opposed to the prison block?
What is it that makes the street life attractive? Is it almost a necessity? Like if they don't do it, they're gonna have problems, they're gonna get beat up? Culturally, you feel like you have to be part of it? What is it?
Just the influence and the culture too, and just thinking that some of the things that for me myself, when I was growing up, I was just always looking at the person who had a nice car and the person who was dressing the best, because that's the person that I thought had it all together. So people growing up, that's all they see, you know? They want to be in the circle.
So it's a lot of what's on TikTok and Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Seeing
definitely
all the material treasures out there.
For sure.
And wanting to emulate. Okay. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah. You see it in our kids big time. They're drawn to that fast life. They're drawn to those backdrops and all that stuff. Like they're drawn to it. You can see it in them.
And to be fair, it's exciting. They're kids, right? Yeah. Don't you want to be part of, like, I used to jump the pool at my, town pool. I used to jump the fence and the cops would chase us. It was fun, right? Like,
we tell the kids, all the time, like, sin is fun, right?
Oh, it is fun.
Sin is fun. Like, you have fun, but then there's consequences that go with so much of it. Like, you do something wrong and you're sinning, like, there's consequences. Like, at some point in time, you're going to get jammed up, you're going to get caught up. Because, like, it may start off as, just jumping in the pool, and then it progresses, and then for Alex it's it was okay, I wanted those shoes, or I wanted that, or dressed a certain way, and then it's but then I gotta have that car, so then I need more money to get that car, and I gotta you just go deeper and deeper and deeper into the cycle of just to get those other things.
So you can't get the car working at Subway, so you gotta resort to selling drugs, right?
You don't have to do that, but that's sometimes the culture that you're living around.
Yeah, of course you don't have to, but that's right. Like you're not going to get the money working at Subway sandwiches, so that's why you resort to drugs and things that pay way more.
Yes. Well, see, one of the things that we have here, this is why we're in the heart of it. When you look at the Rock, we're in the heart of a war zone. Many of these kids, they're faced with a bleak future. But you saw those kids in there today. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing to see.
A lot of them were paying attention.
Every one of them, not a lot of them.
They weren't so restless.
No, they were they were concentrating, they were focused.
So they're craving for structure, right?
They're craving for the truth.
The truth and to be part of something, right?
Because here's what the Bible says. When you know the truth, it sets you free, and when you're free indeed. They're craving for truth. Because they don't get it on the block. And look what we come out to.
What a contrast. You know what? My one goal, well, there are many goals for this video, but one is in 10 years, everyone looks back and remember when it was like that? That was crazy.
So
that's the goal.
Something's going to happen, and it's never happened in the history of Philadelphia. We have Rock the Block. It usually goes from Lehigh to right here. We have from Lehigh all the way to Allegheny Avenue, Rock the Block. Nobody will be here but all for the kids. And it's going to be, the Rock is sanctioning it.
Okay, well.
Bless you, man.
Yeah.
Give me a hug.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And I know you're not asking for anything, but I want people to know, guys, if you want to give to the Rock or be part of the Rock or go to the Rock, you're on the streets and you need some hope and a positive environment, hang out with these great guys, then that link is down below in the description. Anything else, buddy, you want to say?
Never give up on Jesus. He never fails.
All right. Thank you, buddy. That was awesome. Thanks, guys, for coming on that journey. Until the next one.